What's going on, everybody? It's Starfield Dad back with another Starfield related video. We've got a couple things to talk about in this one, so buckle in, let's get ready, and without further ado, let's jump right into it. So Bethesda is only a couple days away from launching Starfield with the early access. And as we know, a few weeks ago, Starfield went gold, but as with most game launches, a final update has been readied to make the experience just a bit more smoother than jumping in on day one. Now, if you're playing Starfield on the Xbox X, S, or Game Pass on the PC, you'll find a 15 gigabyte update that just launched as the time of this recording yesterday. There's nothing yet to update on Steam because you can't download that until August 31st at the earliest. And while Bethesda hasn't published an official patch notes for this update yet, a leak from Insider Gaming seems to have spilled the beans early. Looking at the leak notes, the focus is on bug fixes, resolving crashes, as well as improving performance. Now, before you get worried, this is a common practice in almost every game, as bug fixes are a constant thing to keep updated for gameplay. Whether the game has been out a week, month, or years, there's always updates to fix certain things that go wrong. But what I want to bring to your attention is that this is update 1.7.23, and the game hasn't even been launched yet. And to put that in perspective, Fallout 4's day one patch was only 1.1.30. So it's a clear sign that Bethesda has been at work on polishing this game for quite some time leading up to this launch. Another piece of information that Insider Gaming has gathered is the mention of Starfield's performance on handheld gaming PCs. Bethesda has not confirmed officially that the Steam Deck compatibility for Starfield yet, but if this leak is accurate, it looks like it'll play on both the Steam Deck and the ROG Ally. However, I wouldn't expect that to be ready at launch here in a couple days. Also, the other piece of information I wanted to bring to your guys' attention was that Starfield obviously isn't out yet for another couple days with the early access, but has already topped the #1 spot on the Steam charts. And that is a resounding testimony when you look at games like Baldur's Gate 3, which has exceeded expectations, definitely, and still has a huge concurrent player count, has dropped to the #3 spot, with Counter-Strike being #2, a free-to-play game, and Starfield taking over the 1 spot. And when you look at the 4 and 5 spot, which is Armored Core and Sea of Stars, which have both gotten great critics' reviews on how good the games are. So this really shows a lot when you look at the fact that the game isn't released yet, but fans are flocking to Steam to get the pre-orders set and paid for. Granted, I know it's common to have an influx of a sell of a game with pre-orders, especially days before the launch, but still, for it to surpass Baldur's Gate and the other games as the top spot is pretty impressive. When Starfield did reach the #1 spot, a lot of players were stunned. Over on Reddit, one player joked that the launches of BG3 and Starfield were too much. He said, "Honestly, it's just so wonderful that we've got games like Starfield and BG3 coming out. My only real problem is not enough time to spend time playing both of them." I can only imagine the heights that it'll reach when it's fully released. It's got around 565 weeks to go to topple CSGO's record time in the Steam top sellers chart, but I think it's a realistic chance that it could happen. However, I guess we'll have to wait till 2034 to let you know if it managed to do it. But as always, I want to hear your comments below. Do you think that Starfield can stick to that #1 spot for years to come, or months, or is it going to falter shortly after release? And also, do you think the 15 gigabyte update that happened and the fact that it's 1.7 already is a great sign, revealing that we won't have many bugs on the day one launch? Let me know your comments and thoughts below as always. And if you enjoyed this content, found it entertaining or educational, a like and a subscription would greatly be appreciated. But until next time, guys, Ad Astra.